Yo, you feeling lost? I get you. I felt lost too. We all do, man. The whole thing that we need to understand is, yo, this shit doesn't come with an instruction manual. So of course we're going to feel lost. But in this video, I'm going to share with you guys tips how you go from lost to legendary. And those are just few tweaks away, I promise you, because I can really be an expert on this topic because I've been the expert at being lost. And can I say, have become or are going to the way of legendary? But all I can say is I went from lost to found, and you know what? It's not that hard to do. So here's the first thing. We have to understand that it's okay being lost. What's not okay is not doing something about it. Because when you try at something and you fail, that's all right. But what really sucks is not trying. We heard that before. So if you're an individual, you're feeling lost in your business, you're feeling lost in your fitness, you're feeling lost in relationships, and you're feeling like you're not contributing to anything, that's cool. At least you know it. So the first thing I did anyway when I was feeling lost, and let me give you an example of how lost I was. Man, in high school, in grade 10, I got 0 credits. Meaning for the whole school year, I didn't pass one course. It's not because I wasn't a smart kid. It's because I never went to class and I just jerked around with my friends. Okay? I finally figured it out. Ended up getting to university. And how I got to university, I showed myself that I have the characteristics of somebody that can be legendary. Because in grade 9, grade 10, I didn't do much. So grade 11, 12, and OAC, we had 3 years that day. I packed up my summers with summer school. I packed up my nights with night school. I had to play catch up, and I graduated on time. And I also got I had an A average going into university, me, because I adopted the right habits. But when I got into university, the old me came back out. And I was like, man, no one's taking attendance. I don't really like going to lectures, blah, blah, blah. I'd rather go jerk around, go to the gym, play sports, do whatever, watch a Monday Night Raw. I don't want to study for my exam. Old habits started coming back, so I was lost again. Fast forward to when I got my corporate job. I wasn't the greatest employee. 1 hour lunches turned into 2 hour lunches. The only reason I probably got that job is I was good at the interviews. I was great at the interviews. However, I didn't get down on myself. I did have an internal feeling of being lost. I know inside I was worth a lot more. I know I had this unlimited potential to reach greatness, to reach legendary status, but I didn't have the framework. So what did I do? I personally went and got my real estate license. And I tell people today, my real estate license saved my business life. I became a great realtor because I wasn't working under anybody. I guess I was a born entrepreneur. Can you be a born entrepreneur? Different video for a different day. I'm not sure you can, but for a lack of a better word or words, I was an entrepreneur by heart. And if you're a real estate agent, you're watching this, make no mistake about it. You are an entrepreneur that chose to have a real estate license. And sales and marketing, operations, they're all part of a business that you run. So what I'm trying to exemplify here is I was a pro at being lost. But let's fast forward a little bit and let me show you some legendary shit. The guy that was lost became a top 1% realtor in the brokerage, then in the city, then in the country. I sold a lot of homes. And I took those commission checks and I started investing back into real estate. So if you're a realtor that is watching this, When you're earning those commission checks, don't blow them at the bars, man. Don't buy bottles all the time. Buy a few if that's what you want to do. I'd rather you buy some investment properties than those Ferraris just to put it on social media. But if you can afford both, blessings to you. But if you start investing in real estate, two things are going to happen. Number one, you're going to be able to talk to investors better because you are one and you went through that investment process. Number two, you're going to understand the game of real estate. You're going to make more money by holding on to those properties and renting them out. And then you're going to understand the difference of being rich and having a high net worth. Being rich is those commission checks that you can spend if you're making a lot of them. Having a high net worth is having an asset portfolio that is making money while you're sleeping. This is why I strongly suggest all realtors, if you want to be going to legendary, you must own real estate. You must invest in real estate. So this guy got a bunch of commission checks, started investing in real estate. My real estate portfolio skyrocketed because I was investing in the Greater Toronto area. And if you know anything about the Greater Toronto area in the last 20 years, boom, our prices went through the roof. Now, when you're talking about also being legendary, it's not just about money. You want to be the best version of yourself. So how do you become the best version of yourself? You have to heal your inner child, man. That person that's inside of you that is not healed yet, that creeps up, and so do the doubts that come along with it. How do you heal yourself? Well, the first thing, again, is an admittance. You have to reflect on what happened to you in your life. You can't just dodge it. Because if you dodge it, it's going to come up in weird ways. For me, I had a weird relationship with money because growing up, my family didn't have a lot of it. We weren't dirt broke, but we definitely weren't rich, and we weren't middle class. Whatever's in between poor and middle class, we were right there. We can afford the necessities because my parents both worked in factories. They were hard labor workers, but nothing extra. There was no extra. So I had to go figure out that on my own. So when I was a child, I had this bad relationship with money because I felt that like, hey, I want all these things, but we can't afford it. So I started holding a grudge with rich people. So how can I become rich if I have a bad relationship with money? If I think rich people are bad, how am I going to become rich? You understand what I'm saying? Because my subconscious is telling me that rich is bad. So I don't want to become what I think is bad. So it wasn't until I reversed it. It wasn't until I healed it. How did I heal it? I caught the thought. The healing is in the knowing. I caught the thought. So it can't creep up anymore. And when that relationship with money crept up, I was like, I caught you. Trying to mess with me again. Right? So you have to heal your inner child. In order for you to be the best version of yourself, you actually have to do the inventory and figure out where is the shit that's catching you that you don't know about. Because if you know about it, it can't catch you anymore. It can't surface. The other thing that I started doing, because I failed a lot, I started using my failures as lessons. The old me used to fail and then give up until I realized, and this is really important, and I know you heard this before if you scroll Instagram enough, but I want you to internalize it. Because sometimes we just hear things and we just let it go. If you fail, you do not succeed. If you venture to a task and it doesn't work and you failed, it's okay. As long as you don't give up. As long as you don't give up. The actual loss is when you give up, because if you fail, you just think of that as your first try. We have unlimited tries in a task. If I want to get better at something, when I was boxing, I wanted to get better at boxing. Bro, there was a guy named Phil. I sparred with Phil. He was almost a pro. He kicked my ass, man. I was scared in the boxing ring. I'm not going to lie. If you ever want to be in a scary situation, go box with somebody that's way better than you. You're tired, you're exhausted, and you're getting punched in the face. You don't know how to punch them back. It's friggin' scary, man. I failed. But I got better. It wasn't a failure. It was my first try. Write that down. Your first failure is only your first try. And like Rocky had a happy ending, so did I. So did Rick. After, at the end of my training journey, because I had my amateur boxing license, before I had my amateur fight, bro, I was going toe-to-toe with Phil. I was going toe-to-toe with Phil. Because there was a time he was doing the same thing, and I was like, and something snapped. Not snap, so I started throwing haymakers. Something snapped, and I'm just saying, yo, bro, Phil, you're just a guy just like me. And I started fighting with confidence. If you ever want to do something, even if you're not as good as the other person, if you feel confident, it's good. And then I started putting him in compromising situations. Instead of he's used to me backing away, boom, I hit him with a jab. Dodge his jab, hit him with the right. Now I'm getting into it. But the point is, I kept trying. So if you want to go from lost to legendary, you must keep trying. I know it's hard, but that's where courage is very important. You have to be bold. Being legendary is earned. It's earned with reps. Which brings me to my next point. Repetition is the mother of all skill. You want to get good at something, do it more times than anybody else. Kobe Bryant said it the best. Can't say it better than that. When he would go out and work on his game, he had 3 or 4 sessions in a day. He would wake up at 4 a.m. He would get 2 sessions in before his competitors. He would get 4 sessions in a day. His competitors will get 2. Over a span of time, he's putting in double the work. If you're putting double the work and you're doing double the reps, you're going to be twice as good, which he was, than the average player. So you have to take an inventory of how much work you're actually putting in. When you have your lead generation systems in place, how many people are you actually calling? For you realtors out there, for you salespeople out there, how many reps are you actually doing? We all understand this in fitness and when we're going to the gym and we're pumping iron. Reps and sets over a long enough period of time is going to get you a result. Period. That's a winning formula. Those are universal laws that you cannot go against. Repetition, boring consistency is going to get you there. Along with the other things that we mentioned in this video. Discipline, sacrifice, and dedication. Just words? Yeah, you could say that. They're just words. Mike Tyson. Man, think whatever you want of Mike Tyson, but I grew up watching Mike Tyson. Watching Tyson fight was probably one of the most exciting moments in my young adulthood. Because I knew there was going to be the walkout, the knockout, the hype, the way he acted. Dude, it was a sporting event to be witnessed. One of his quotes is amazing. He quoted, somebody asked him, what's discipline? And his answer was, discipline is doing the shit you hate, but doing it like you love it. Discipline is doing the shit you hate, but doing it like you love it. Only Mike Tyson can say that. You think he liked getting punched in the face? No, probably not. But he had a goal, and his goal was to be legendary. He is legendary. You can be legendary in your own life. You don't have to be Mike Tyson. could be legendary in your business, in your sales, in your brokerage, in your family, amongst your friends and coworkers. You could get titles. You could change the course of your career. You could become a legend. Now check this out. Why should you choose to be legendary, man? Why should you choose to be legendary? Because the beauty is in watching, in hindsight, the person you became in that journey. Rewind that. The accolades don't matter. It's what you prove to yourself. During that trial, tribulations, it was hard. Most people quit, but you didn't. You didn't quit. Fuck the result. And in not quitting, you might have made millions of dollars or got the top sales award, or be like me right now when I took this new journey into eXp Realty. I'm 0.001 in the world, man. World-class status. 0.001 in the world. That's your Mike Tyson's, that's your Tom Brady's, that's your Kobe Bryant's, whatever. That's also your Rick Dhillon in my field. I'm here to tell you that doesn't matter. What makes me feel good and what's going to make you feel good is like, shit, man. I did it. I hit my potential. Nothing hits like hitting your potential. Nothing. And nothing feels worse than living with regret. One of my favorite quotes: a person will suffer one of two pains. They will suffer either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And I'm here to tell you something. The pain of discipline hurts a lot less than regret, because discipline is only for a fixed period of time. If I have to run on the treadmill for 30 minutes and it's excruciating, fuck it. It's 30 minutes of hell, but it's 30 minutes. I got to be disciplined for 30 minutes. I got 23 and a half hours of the day left still. But when you choose to suffer the pain of regret, you're suffering for 24 hours a day. Because you're living with yourself and you're telling yourself you quit. Yeah, you might be able to hide it for a while. You might be say, hey, that shit was for losers anyway. I don't like that. What do you like? Draw the line in the sand. Tell me what you like and then go do it. Don't be like the old me that was making excuses. That sat back and said, I could do that if I want to. That was my favorite line. Oh, I could do that too if I want to. Not respecting the hours of work that athlete or that business person or that student that was getting A's is putting into their craft. Not respecting that. Just saying, hey, I could do that if I wanted to. That's bullshit. So if you want to go from lost to legendary, man, you got to heal your inner child. The healing is in the knowing. You got to practice boring consistency, because repetition is the mother of all skill. You have to sacrifice, you have to have dedication, and you have to have discipline. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Please don't have a plan B. Because your plan B to someone that hit legendary is just an excuse. And remember, it's not the accolades you get. It's the person that you become. You are no longer living with regrets. And when you can accomplish something you set your mind to, you know what that gives you? Belief. Because I proved to myself I could be a top real estate agent in sales, that transferred to being a world-class agent attractor. One doesn't happen without the other. It adds on, it's layers. Now you can give me the mic, and somebody, when I was younger, I was scared to put my hand up in class to ask a teacher a question. But now you can randomly give me the mic in front of thousands of people and I'm going to rip it. It's because I build a belief and I didn't quit. And now when you build a belief and you conquer one thing, that belief and that confidence transcends to other parts of your life. Now you become a whole person. Now when you're on the first tee with your boys and you're golfing, and the old you would have got nervous and sliced it into the woods, now you have belief, you have confidence, you rip it 280 yards down the middle of the fairway because you believe in yourself, because you've proven in your life you can do things. You are a person of worth. You're not lost. Man, if you want to go from lost to legendary, you're only a few tweaks away. I shared some of this in this video. We'll see you on the next one.